Alright everybody, I thought I was actually going to have more time on my hands with the new position I took, because I thought they were going to start scaling back on work hours. Oh god, it's just gotten 10 times worse. I work, not worse, but good for me. I mean, I like the hours and I like making money, especially in these days when they say it's going to get so rough. I mean, overtime is awesome. And I work 7 on 7 off shifts, and on my 7 off I'm usually picking up anywhere between 4 to 7 of those days, so it's a lot of overtime. But anyway, we made a run to Sam's the other day. They just opened the Costco over here. I think I'm going to stick with Sam's. They've always been alright for me. Costco's a little bit higher end, I believe. I'm not sure. That's what I think. But I've only been in one, maybe 2 times in my life. So anyway, we went pick up. We got some more clothes dish detergent. I've got some beans here. They didn't have the big 25-pound bag of beans. And that's what I used to buy, so I just bought 4 of these. Each one is a 4-pound bag, so of course 16 pounds. And you know, I figure from each bag 1 pound per cooking, so 16 meals there. Some just toilet bowl cleaner, some salad dressing, just regular stuff. This avocado oil was cheap compared to the olive oil, which is off the freaking rails expensive. Do not buy olive oil right now if you don't have to. So I'm gonna go put all of this into storage. I always like to pick up extra toilet paper and extra paper towels. Keep that very well stocked here, and then I keep it stocked at my other place too. Back up to the backup. All right. There's the new kitty cat, Volt. Named her Volt. She looks electric to me. I think I mentioned that before. She's hanging around. That little chip out of her ear, I thought that was a war mark. That's a indication that she's been fixed. Spayed. That's what the vet told me. I took her to the vet the other day, got her all updated on her shots and all of that, and gave her a dewormer just in case, and just taking care of her. She's beautiful. The vet said she's getting fat though, so I had to back off on feeding as much as I was. But she's a good kitty. We're not much of cat people, but you know, we're animal. We like animals, and she'll keep the house free of vermin. We had a couple storms come through, had a lot of wind, knocked down a bunch of branches like this. I got to pick up. I'm going to try and get some grass cut today. But this is one of the bigger ones that fell this last time. I'm going to try and let the chickens out right now. I am down some chickens. My favorite one got taken out the other night. I got to build a new coop. A new coop is in the plans. It was supposed to be done this year. I still think it might be done once it cools down a little bit. But I'm down to 3 laying hens and 2 roosters. Of course, see, it comes in through the bottom and gets them. I gotta fix all of this when I get time. And no eggs. Where are the eggs? The three hen layers are not laying there. Yeah, I brought them some tomatoes to eat. See, maybe they laid an egg on this side. Yep, that's what they're doing. They're laying eggs over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and reach in there. 4 of them. Put the eggs in a little egg holder. Alright, usually we got that thing full up. Alright, y'all, I have the Jan-Noel incubator going. Don't look like anything else is hatching right now. Hoping they do. I had 9 eggs in there. 2 of them already definitely failed. And I got these little, hopefully girls. 3 of them. If y'all want to see a video on this Jan-Noel, I'll try and post it in the description. A video of how to use it, and pretty good. Works well to me. Alright, I want to look through my seeds. I just took them out of the refrigerator. Keep them in this tote in the refrigerator. Want to see what I have available to me for the winter garden. Detroit beets, for sure I'm going to plant them. That looks like all tomatoes. These are peas that I need to get for the next year. I picked them off. I need to just get them out. Little bell peppers, cucumbers. Boy, I had a good year with cucumbers. The rest of that looks like it's gonna be just fall, springtime stuff. Straight eights. Most of this is gonna be springtime stuff. Oh, this is a lot of my flowers that my wife had bought. She wanted to do. We need to do that again when we have some time. There's some black crims, okra. It's all fall stuff. Poppies, dill. Okay, I can plant some dill. Emerald velvet okra. These are some green onion seeds. I don't know that they'll do any good, but I'll just put them out. Bush beans. There's some more dill here that I harvested myself. Cabbage. I definitely want that. Basil, I got that growing like crazy right now. Let's see, this looks like some spinach. That needs to be planted when it's much colder, so. Pak choy. I'm gonna do some of that this year. Okra. There's some tarragon. I got plenty of that growing. Alright, y'all, how y'all like this? I got me a pineapple growing on the pineapple plant. Got some transplant magnolias I'm gonna put in. I think that's a little gem or bay leaf. I think that's a bay leaf magnolia. But these other pineapples are doing just fine. I'll be getting me a pineapple off of this one soon enough. So the raised beds need some significant tending to, which I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna cut some grass, and I'm also gonna tend to this stuff. But I need to get in here. That's old cilantro right there, so that's coriander right there. I could just throw that back in there. That'll grow. But what I need to come in here and weed. I got some green onions still growing in there. That's tarragon right there. So this must have been a dill or parsley or something. There's some parsley still growing on this side. I might let that go, but I need to yank up all this other stuff. Ain't nothing good in there. Boy, these new people moved in and they got these freaking loud ass trucks. I mean, I guess that's alright. We live out in the country. If you can't have a loud truck out in the country, where can you have it? Look, these new, still it just aggravates the peacefulness. That's the way it's going everywhere. Look at that. That's some stray seeds from some Thai basil that grew. Nice. I'll upplant them and replant them somewhere. I gotta get rid of all of this. Weed in there, bring in some more soil. This is Thai basil. All this right here, this is all Thai basil. I gotta get rid of all of these weeds out of this garden. These tallow trees, boy, you really don't want that growing in your stuff. That's just invasive. Stuff like this is... Get that out of there. Pecan trees are looking good this year, but again, same thing as every year, no pecan. The stray Malabar spinach still coming up in here, even though I pulled it all out. So that stuff will grow on the moon. Oh, this pepper's actually coming back. The deer got in here and ate my pepper plants, y'all. They ate peppers. I gotta get all of that out. They even ate that chamber bitters. This is lavender. I'm gonna cut that back, pull it up, put it in a pot so I can put it in my greenhouse for the winter. This is a jalapeno pepper. She's coming back. The deer ate it. There's another lavender. We do the same with that. Oh, look, they got some more Malabar spinach coming up in there. Eggshells, I'm gonna grind that up and turn all this soil. I'm gonna get that. That's another lavender next to rosemary. I'm gonna leave this here. This is doing so well, and I think it's hitting the ground and actually maybe, I don't know. No, maybe growing and rooting. If it is, that's awesome. I don't know. What I might do is take some clippings from that and try and root them. They root easily. Over here, look, this is another. Ooh, doing. What are you? Get out of here. That's another rosemary. That thing almost didn't make it. We had such bad drought. And anything in pots. I didn't get a chance to come out here and water like I should. Some stray. But there's some chives. I need to dig that up, separate them. This is a seeded jalapeno pepper. It's one of the only ones that made it. And the thing about that was that seeds, the first year, they hardly do well for me, especially when I don't tend to them like I want to, because I'm working so much. And I had a surgery this year that really laid me up for a while. With that surgery, you might actually hear my voice is a little different. It's a lot more nasally. I'm still healing from it. The doctor said it would be at least 3 months. At least 3 months till it finishes its total healing. And it's been about 2.5 to about 3 months. So I'm getting close, but I could still feel the differences. So anyway, y'all, that's what I'm getting ready to do, is work on these gardens. I'll kind of show y'all the progress as it goes. Also got to cut some grass around here. So I got a lot to do. This is my one day off. And I already slept in a little later than I normally do, because I didn't get off till I got home around 11 last night. So I want to get a scoop of my compost gardening dirt, and I'm gonna pull anything that's good out of there. I only see one pepper in there. Well, two. I see another pepper. I see a pepper. Well, three of them. One, two, and then three. And then here I got a pepper. Even got a tomato plant going, so I'm gonna pull that and see if it does for the fall. I got this basil, and I got some green onions and some chives I'm gonna pull out of there. And I'm gonna weed this and then fill it back up and then replant everything so it's nice and healthy. Look, to pull all of this junk out of here. That looks like a bunch of chamber bitters in there, but I'm gonna get all of this cleared up. That's green onions over there, so I'm gonna pull all of that stuff up that's good, replant it. A bunch of seeds in there, but I'm gonna start right over here in this garden right here to get it, because that's where I want to plant the peppers and all the transplants right there. As you can see, I dug up some of the plants in there, but you see those eggshells in there? Right there? And right down there? Well, my wife eats eggs every morning, and she asked me what to do with the eggshell. So I got some in the greenhouse that are drying out that I'm gonna make a powder with for calcium enrichment. And when that thing fills up, she puts them in the gardens, and I smash them up, and they really disintegrate well into the soil. Now, you got people out there saying, you know, eggshells ain't worth saving or putting in the garden. That's a bunch of lies. I put eggshells, I put crab shells, I put shrimp shells, crawfish shells, all of the seafood weed put in here, and it makes this beautiful, beautiful gardening soil. In there, I'll pull that out, but that's some beautiful gardening soil. And see, it's got eggshells in it, right there. Just crumble that up. But that's some beautiful soil. There's old roots and stuff, and the old plants that were in there. That'll decompose down. That'll just compost down. So. Any little greenery I get out, but yeah, there's eggshells in there. And I pulled a few garlic cloves out and a few more chive bottoms. So yeah, I'm gonna spread this out, add a little bit more soil to it, compost soil, and I'm gonna plant in here. But that's truly enriched soil. Look how good that raised bed looks too. I made these raised beds in whatever year, the year before Ida. It was around 2018 or so when I made these. Somewhere around that time frame. I got some videos. If you go back, you can see how I make them. But these are some of the best raised beds you ever had. The only thing I would do different is I wouldn't really put those landscape timbers as the legs, although they are working well. I think I would cut T-posts or put little metal legs down to hold them, because these things do rot in the ground. They're holding fine for right now, but some of them have rotted and they deteriorate. Those landscape timbers deteriorate pretty fast. But anyway, let me get a few scoops of this dirt out of this compost soil out of the tractor. Alright, y'all, one of the things about creating your own compost and your own dirt, your own growing soil, growing media, whatever you want to call it, is you generally have all the nutrients, micro and macronutrients that you need in the soil. But I like to amend with current things that are available and some things that aren't so available. Like I'm going to show y'all this one thing right here. I showed this before on a video, but this is some basic slag. I had it sitting out. You got to kind of pulverize a little bit. It kind of chunks up a little bit, but it's a byproduct from the steel making industry. And you might be like, what are you putting that in your garden for? Well, it has great micronutrients in it. And it's a powder, see that? It's like a powder. You just got to kind of crunch it up, but you put that in there, you don't need much. And what it does is it adds a bunch of nutrients, potassium, sodium, nitrogen too, but nitrogen not really so much, but sodium and potassium I should say, and calcium, a lot of calcium, sodium, potassium, those electrolyte type things, and just put that out in there and mix it in. I don't need much, that's plenty, and I still got a good bit, enough to do this garden, this whole 20 gardens probably 2 times with less than that bucket, and I got a whole nother bag of it. Basic slag is hard to get, and something that I see my local food co-op, feed and seed store, he carries it, but he ain't been able to get it in over a year. But he did get some gypsum in, and gypsum is a good substitute for that. It's not as good, but it's a good substitute. And what I'm gonna do other than that, I got some old triple 13 that's been sitting out. When you let it sit out, it'll collect the moisture out of the air and get wet and chunk up. But what I'm gonna do is put that in that garden, some triple 13. Not a whole bunch. You don't really need too much of anything, but just to add a little boost to the already very fertile soil I have in there. Should have had my gloves on for that. That gets on your hand. So I'm gonna mix that up in there. Oh, look at that big old worm right there. I had a couple clay balls in there. That's from that storm. It got all my stuff got really wet. It's moist down there in that bottom area. But that's okay. That clay also carries some nutrients with it. You just got to bust it up and mix it with that compost that's in there. And that's it. That's it. I'm ready to transplant back some of this stuff into here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I don't want it out too long. It's gonna dry out. I already see the roots drying, so. Out here, this is the next day. Not much time to do anything, but you gotta take advantage of what you can while you can. That's what I'm doing. I had a tractor running because I just started it up. I needed to warm up a little bit. So I'm gonna turn it off. cut all these long overstretched branches off. Well, some of them I'm gonna try and root and do rooting. Get that old Malabar spinach out of there. And if you look deep in there, they got new little growths. I'm gonna cut back, see, like right there. Let's cut that one right there. But I want to keep that. I want to try and root that. See, I got one right there. I got a rosemary right here. I'm gonna plant this little girl right here. Get her roots way down into there. Nice. There it is. And y'all, I've had some remarkable success with rooting rosemary, and this lavender is very similar to that in the way it feels. So I'm going to see if I can root some of this. Tell me if that doesn't look just like like a flocked rosemary, but that's a lavender. We found some varieties that will grow and tolerate the heat of the south, and boy, do they ever grow. Alright y'all, this is bed 9 and bed 10. I got the first 8 done. And then I got that side to do. So, that other side. Whew! A lot of work. Alright y'all. That's how they look after you weed them. Whoo! That's tough. That'll whoop you. But one of my least favorite things to do is weed garden. Alright, gotta go get some more soil for them. So everybody, what I got done is I got all of these raised beds on this side done. I started working on some of the other ones on the other side, but it's a lot of work. But what I did is I planted some beets in here, this Detroit Reds, and Ruby something over there, right here. I planted those. Then I put some Daniver down with carrots. You gotta cover them while they're germinating, so you get better germinating. If you put a cover over them, they germinate better. This is an open garden. I'm gonna put something in there. This is lavender and rosemary in here. This is basically peppers, and in between the peppers I put some elephant garlic bulbs that I found. This is an open garden, and this right here is another one with peppers. This is a tomato right here, and then I stuck some lavenders in the ground to see if they grow. That's a tomato right there, believe it or not, right there. There's another tomato. It actually has one on there, and then some more peppers and some chives and green onions, and this is nice little basil. So this is a basil right here that I cut back, so hopefully it'll spread out. But anyway, that's all I got for today. I can't go no more. We're going out and eat tonight. That's the end of it. That's all I could do on my couple days off. I'm getting ready to cut a little grass. But other than that, I'm done. Alright, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.